Hello and welcome to episode, I think, 6 of the Worlds That Were Warhammer roleplay series. Once again, joined by Ronan. Sebastian's back, finally.
Yay.
He sounds a bit weird because he's borrowing the machine, but it's fine. Adam is still here, playing as Rallis and the camera. Tim is also still here. Evan showed up, but that was a while back, actually, you probably know that already. And shut up, Ronan. And Kyle is here. So, quick summary, just to remind you about what happened when you watched this last week. The group managed to sneak themselves inside the main control spire of the Citadel. They are on the hangar deck currently. They were escorted from the hangar, went through a security checkpoint. Rallis noticed that the sergeant who was escorting them received a message. Didn't hear what the message said, and the sergeant didn't respond to it. He said that the group was going to be taking to the processing to basically figure out what's going on, as they've breached protocol coming here in the first place. When they arrived at the security station for this floor, they were instructed to stand in these holding cells to await processing, at which point Callister had some kind of seizure and thought it would be a great idea to punch the man stood directly in front of him, at which point an enormous firefight broke out, which we're still dealing with.
Can't put me no.
Literally, there's fire everywhere.
That
Yeah,
was a firefight.
I won't be putting no cell. No, never again.
Okay, so as we resume the combat, it is once again Callister's turn.
Oh, lovely.
Another dude in the throat.
Rubs hands together menacingly.
Yeah.
Alright, so, is this dude here, right?
Yes, he is alive. He is on fire.
Yeah. I'm gonna move my half, I'm gonna half action move, so I'm not gonna charge.
Okay.
Has he used his... I guess we're gonna be starting this from the top, so I'm assuming that he has a reaction of some sort, so I'm gonna faint.
Okay.
Oh, let me just, weapon skill it up. Boom. Oh! God.
The feint is unsuccessful.
Excellent. That's exactly what I want to know on a new week of play. So, no half aim. It's a standard attack. Submit. And I get no other bonuses apart from that. So, hit him! Oh my god!
Let me just double check. I don't think this gentleman passed the willpower save.
The feint was useless.
Yes, this guy didn't pass his willpower save, so all he can do is scream and panic about the fact that he's on fire, so he can't have a reaction.
His full action was to scream and
I just want him to shut up.
Okay, roll your damage.
Oh, it didn't roll. Okay.
Shall I assume you want to replace that 5 with a 7?
Yes, please.
So you do 11 damage, pen 0, and this guy has that many hit points left, which means that you do... Okay, he is still alive. He is still in pain.
Oh.
He is still screaming and on fire.
Okay.
Nast, you're up.
Yay. Alright, so I will move 4 up so I can be within point blank. Point blank is how many meters again?
3.
So I'll just move down there. Bonus from point blank is?
Plus 30.
how do you ever miss with a shotgun at point blank range?
He has a 10% chance.
Single shot, so that's plus 10 again, so that's 40.
And then plus 10 again for the scatter quality for being in short range or closer.
So that's plus 50, so that's 90.
Jesus Christ.
I'll just type it out since, that's faster than me moving on.
Yeah, go on. Just make sure you keep track of your ammo. And I can finally close your fucking character sheet.
I hit with 40 degrees of success.
Okay, very nice. This gentleman is going to attempt to dodge.
What a
He
kill
fails.
Nice.
You may roll... You said 4 degrees of success, right?
So that means, isn't it max of 3 hits?
I think you only get the 2 hits because you didn't get the 5 degrees you needed.
Sad face.
Yeah. You need 5 degrees to get the 3 hits. So just 2 damage. or two hits, please. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Okay, so hang on. So he has reduction
I'm
of
64, so that's probably the body.
yeah. This guy is literally just blown away. The shotgun shells just impact on his torso and his arms, and he's just knocked off his feet. Blood kind of pooling around him.
So he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
In general, without aiming, point the gun in the direction of the guy behind him and basically, shout, drop the gun, get on the fucking floor.
Okay, I'll bear that in mind. Is there anything else you want to do? Is there anything else you can do?
Menacingly.
I believe that'll be an intimidation check, which would be an action, so no. Okay.
Just say that, yeah.
Jiraiya Dorvan, he is noticing what you're trying to do. He is going to delay his action, or hold his action, so that if that gentleman that you're looking at becomes hostile, he would try to shoot him. Okay. Kyvan Guard. Let me just roll for the people who are on fire. Okay, willpower test.
Are any of these people wielding shotguns for us people in need of bullets?
No, they're not. Okay, so the person who is currently stood next to Callister can only scream and writhe. The person on the right can still perform his actions. However, they both need to take fire damage. Is it 1d10 or is it 1d5?
1d10.
1d10, I believe.
D10.
Thank you. Okay. Yep, so the guy next to you, Callister, just kind of stops screaming and falls down.
I kick him in the nads.
And the guy on the other side just kind of stops rolling and just starts to smolder quietly.
Burning to death. What a
No.
nice way to go.
Please.
Okay,
No,
so the three on the bottom are going to attempt to remove themselves from the disguised prisoners. Oh, that one actually hits. Where's his Kyvan Guard?
You sound so surprised.
Well, it's been a while since I've actually hit anything.
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay, so that's that.
The next step is dealing damage.
This is true, except these guys aren't wearing much armor. They have basically just the flak vest torsos on, so if they get hit in any of the limbs, they don't get any AP.
Heck.
Okay, so that takes 751, I believe that's the torso. It is, so that is pen 0. That does nothing. Okay,
Nice.
second guy is going to try to attack one of those guys, misses, and the third guy hits. Prisoner's going to attempt to dodge, does not. Roll damage, and does nothing. Great. Cool. Lucian, you're up.
Okay, I am. Let's see, what am I going to do? I'm going to shoot one of the people that are left alive. There's not many of them.
Yep, there is the one guy over by the desks, and the three currently fenced in by prisoners.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot the one over by the desk
Okay, go for it.
with suffering.
Okay. Okay, he's going to attempt to dodge. He does not. I believe he only hit the once there. Yeah, only one hit.
For minuscule damage.
7 damage, pen 1. You do actually hit. You do. Sorry?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Alright, you do actually hit. Because of your pen, you do actually do some damage. What is the crippling rating on suffering?
2.
Okay, if he takes more than a half action on his next turn, he takes 2 wounds, ignoring toughness and armor.
Yes. Had to go look it up.
Okay. Jin, you're currently still stood out in the hallway. There is one guard remaining next to you. What do?
I attack that guard.
Go for it.
Smart. Smart.
By the way, I don't believe the guy who was just shot actually acted on his turn?
Who?
This one?
No, he didn't.
Yeah, when I shouted at, like, drop to the ground.
You are correct. Neither did the guy next to Jin. Right, bear with me a sec.
Sorry.
Okay, so this guy, gonna make a willpower save, I suppose. Fails. He's gonna drop his weapon and get down on his knees, so he's surrendering.
Yeah, probably would too.
Yeah.
What's the bonus
Tim,
when it kills
do you
me?
want to? Sorry, one sec. Tim, do you want to move your attack to one of the other ones because that should have happened before your turn? You still get the damage and everything. You just be on one of the other remaining 3.
Shoot that one.
Tim.
And then...
Let's assume for the time being he's preoccupied, and in the meantime, I'm gonna try to stab Jin,
All right.
and I fail.
Aw. So my turn
now,
finally?
now it's your turn to try and stab me. Wait, I want
That's-
to rephrase that now.
That's a long way to go to stab someone.
There you go.
I need to do it.
Stab you.
You do officially stab me. Let me just attempt to dodge. Are you standard or swift attacking?
Swift.
Okay, you hit once. Roll damage for me.
Death.
Sean, I hope you have a life insurance.
I'm quite dead. Oh no.
Damn it, who's gonna see
Aw,
the
that
campaign
sounds
now?
climactic. He bursts into flames. Come on.
Somebody get the replacement gem.
Okay. Yes. When your power field drive mining pick, an industrial tool designed to vaporize rock, impacts with this individual, the energy field kind of fluctuates out across his carapace, designed to sort of shug off bullets and energy blasts from las weaponry, except it just goes straight through, giving absolutely no protection. The energy field ignites the clothes underneath his armor, and he writhes and screams as his clothes and his flesh and his hair is just engulfed in fire. And this is even as the pick continues to bore through his, where did you hit?
Chest.
Chest. Until it bursts through the other side, and you sort of wrench it back, a stream of blood kind of following the pick, and it splatters against the back wall, and he just collapses back. You can just see blood kind of bubbling out of his mouth, and some of it like bubbling with the heat of the power field and evaporating, turning into a mist before you. Is that fucking dramatic enough for you?
Yes.
Okay. That was the Rallus.
Do I hear that?
Yes, you will all hear the screaming, although you're probably all used to the sound of screaming by this point.
Okay, so, what are these here?
They are security terminals. They handle they handle primarily, looks like, camera footage.
And that's just a holodesk that it's all
That is a holodesk showing. Well, it would have been showing. It could either show you like interior maps, showing like ID blips or like heat signatures and stuff, or it could show you an external view of the spire with all relevant information. If it had been blown apart by a grenade.
Fuck!
Is it completely blown up, or is it fixable?
You would need to have a proper look at it.
And parts, I imagine.
Could I do that? Since I think the rest of them have got this under control.
The question would be whether or not he might be able to shunt the information to something and put it on one of these other monitors that aren't destroyed. Or
It
even
would
one of
be-
these other monitors might have the information in them too. So
Yeah, you can try. First of all, you'll need to assess how bad the damage actually is, and then if it is doable, it'll probably be an extended test. So if you want to do that, you can.
Yeah, I think the rest
I
of
mean, we
us...
can mop up.
Yeah, everyone else has got stuff sorted here. I think I'll feel safe enough to
To just
start
do that.
taking a
just
look at
move
it.
yourself next to there. We'll deal with that in a moment. The Sky's prisoners are basically, at this point, just through sheer mass of bodies, they're going to be able to beat these guys down into either unconsciousness or submission. So these 3 guys are just going to give up there. And hope you just don't want to outright kill them afterwards. So, at that, we will end combat.
Yay!
Well, wait, there's still 2 people left.
They are not in the order.
3 people left.
Yeah, I've said they've just been beaten into submission. They're giving up.
Yay. Hey, Cal's the one who
I'm
beat
pinging
somebody
the
into
last guy.
submission.
Yeah, he's
No, he was the one who dropped to the ground and said, like, I surrender.
Yeah, so these 4 people have given up. These 2 people were never involved in the combat to start with.
Okay.
Cool.
So we're gonna knock on this door.
Okay.
And see if they open it.
There is like an intercom kind of buzzer on the right side. You just knock on the door, or do you try to use the intercom?
I use the intercom and ask them to come out. We need some help with these new prisoners that are being brought in.
There's a kind of like a delay on the return. But eventually, the guy just says, "You know, we can see out there. We have this.
Well, then come out and we won't kill you. Is that better? Does that work better?
How?
I mean,
how
when you have
about-
to come in, it's not going to be very good for you.
We're not resisting here. We're just offering an alternative. Instead
Are
of
they
coming
resisting?
out, instead of
Ask the
coming
warden
out,
how alternatives worked last time he tried that one.
if you just listen for a moment, we'll lay down our arms. We'll place ourselves in the holding cells. We just don't trust you not to kill us if we just come out.
I'm gonna shout over towards Lisa and be like, "That works. We can question them at will."
Yes,
It's cool.
but we need you to open these doors after that so we can put these other guys in there with.
Unless you want us, to...
Yeah, that works.
It's bio encoded. You need someone's hand.
Don't worry,
okay.
I got it. I got it. I got it. I got
Yeah.
it.
So
Why?
these 2 guys like throw down the weapons and shut themselves in the holding cells.
All right, and we're gonna put the other 4 in there with them
Yeah. Okay. So
Should we not, like, question one of them about, like,
and
in
make sure
pink
that
now that we don't have a
none
map?
of them have any comms.
Whoa. Clear con. One at a time.
Question one for, like, maps and stuff, since, map thing doesn't work.
well, if you want to go and question them, Rallis,
Yes.
do you want to give me a tech use test to see if you can determine the damage on the hollow table?
Sure. Any modifiers?
Just flat.
Boom.
Fuck me.
Yeah, with that, the actual hardware itself is damaged. But a lot of the all the sensors and everything come in from external sources. So you reckon you could probably reroute it. No data would have been physically stored on this. This is basically just a
Display terminal.
it's just a display.
Where do I know where would it come from? Those machines up above, or would it? Oh, below and above.
It wouldn't come from it, but you can probably sort of access the information from those terminals. Jin, what do you want to do with your corpses as they're currently lying in the hallway?
Probably drag them inside and put them out of sight.
Okay,
How-
let's put them there. And you
Back in
enter
the room.
You enter the room and you see all of your friends, none of which have died, and corpses everywhere. And it smells like
Victory.
barbecue.
Oh,
Yeah.
Looks like you all had a good time.
You know
Sean.
It
it.
did actually. It's very good.
Can I open this doors over here?
It is currently locked.
Can I use this guy's hand to open these doors over here?
It does not open with that guy's hand.
I'm
Use
stood
his
next to the
eyeball
guy's
to open
hand.
these doors over here.
Sorry?
Can you eyeball?
No, his information apparently seems insufficient.
Can I
I'm
take
gonna grab
that
the
man's
sergeant.
hand? Yeah.
Yes.
Take his.
Okay. Yeah, so between the lot of you, you can grab the sergeant, and you do manage to open up the that particular chamber, and it appears to be an armory of some kind.
Yay! What's the big gun?
That is a heavy stubber.
Hey, we had one of those.
Can we
I
get
want
into
another
these
one.
lockers with this guy's hand?
No, you can't. They are
Can I
like
get into the lockers with an electro pick?
you probably can.
Please
do.
no. Please no.
Hey guys, I
If
found
you
some
fucked it
grenades!
up, the thing inside
Cling.
would blow up. Yeah.
Yes, their armor is better. It's AP4.
I'll just add it, assuming I can get scavenge enough pieces for like a full suit from like.
There is enough armor here for everyone to have the carapace armor that the Kai and the guard have been wearing.
You get bloody
Except for
remains
me.
armor, and you get bloody remains armor.
Lave, when you say, can I loot the sergeant for info, what do you have in mind?
Any documentation or any sort of like identifying tags?
No, he has none of that.
Fuck. Alright, okay.
What's
Anybody
that
else
for?
need healing? For me.
Oh, okay.
Callister raises his
Need
hand.
healing?
I high five
So-
Callister.
That's Callister. You get 12. Who else?
Holy shit.
Did I take any damage when you controlled mast, Sean?
Nope, you didn't get hit.
Did any of the
Okay.
peons?
Yes, one of them did.
Okay. Anybody else?
Nope, that's everyone.
So heavy stubber. Ammo for the heavy stubber. Is that what this is?
Yep.
Okay. Do we have anybody that's like actually strong enough to carry this thing on their own?
On their own, probably not. At least
Okay.
not. At least not, and then travel at full speed. You know.
Can I
Are there
like
any
sling it
shotgun shells?
and have it?
Callister might. Callister's pretty fucking strong and tough.
But can Callister actually hit anything with it?
No, he cannot.
Could try again. Bragg hit anything with it.
You could make like a 1931
Whatever his name is.
mortar like carrier with like a wheelie thing and put it on it and wheel it about.
I was thinking that. Is there any like wheels here that I can mount this thing on?
No. There does not appear to be anything with wheels on it.
Not even a desk
When heavy
chair.
stubbers.
The chairs are those
There's no
annoying
chairs.
ones with the chairs are those annoying ones with like the metal cross bases.
Oh, fuck those ones.
Oh no. Okay.
You
Sean,
need an infirmary with a
Guys, hang
wheelchair.
on, guys, Sebastian.
attempt to find any shotgun shells of any kind, or those in the lockers, etc.
You would have to open them and have a look.
Do we have the way to open those without, Electra picking them?
Why don't you have a look at them and find out?
Let's have a look at them.
Okay. Do you want to use security or techies?
Would we like try the sergeant's credential and whatever if that works, and then can
Again, it's not like it's a bioscan. It's like an input key code.
Oh,
Like a,
wait,
like a
can we
digit
just
lock.
can I like ask one of the people rather than like just keep one of them, like the guy who surrendered, just keep him in the room so we can like question him without having to go back and forth?
He can give you the code to his locker.
Sure, I'll take his stuff.
Okay, cool. Do you open his locker? Sebastian?
Yes. Hello.
Yes, hello?
Yeah. Sorry. Yes.
Okay. He gives you the code to his locker. It will be the one on the top left. You input the code, you open the locker, you see a assortment of personal belongings.
Those are mine now.
Yeah, two spare magazines for a. Actually, no, he hasn't got that. He would have. You see, strange kind of rectangular, what look like batteries. You see a couple of those.
God,
That's
battery. Who used? I'll ask him if there's anybody like in the force of their lockers that use shotgun rounds in here.
He says not in the lockers, but maybe in the ammo crates.
It's in there.
Mm-hmm.
How many rounds for the heavy stubber?
But I think I put down 300.
Excellent. 80 rounds in the magazine type of deal.
Yep. No, hang on, it wouldn't be 300, then it would be 240.
Okay. I'm gonna work out some sort of sling thing so that I can carry it and fire it, even if it's rather ridiculous.
What you could do is try and make a mount or like some sort of tripod out of the base of one of those chairs. If you take the chair part off and like weld the gun base to the bottom of it, you could make it into a tripod, and then you wouldn't have to put it on something. It's just carrying that at a weight would be ridiculous.
Yeah, I think I'm
I
just
just
gonna
see,
go with
like-
my Rambo-esque idea.
See Sean's eyes go more and more dead with like each sentence.
It's very hard to stub.
But
Well, he
like,
wasn't expecting
I'll
this fight either for some reason.
Look
Wasn't
for
expecting this fight this quickly.
Yeah. Oh,
I-
oh. Can I take a second to look for cameras inside this room, the armory, and the holding cell, please?
The only cameras in these 3 rooms is in the actual holding cell itself.
How could the people inside the holding cell see us?
Door camera.
Uh, can I go in here and break that one?
Yeah, sure.
I threw my shoe at it.
You
Cool.
miss.
Damn it. Do I have to crit?
No, you hit the camera.
I'm so proud.
So, Rallis, are you gonna try to pull up the information on the other terminals?
Yes, Rallis will do so.
Okay. Give me a -10 tech use test.
Oh, do they use the same kind of shells?
I will spend the
Maintenance offering.
fate to pass that.
Okay. Are you gonna reroll, or are you just gonna take the result? Adam?
I'll do the reroll.
Okay.
That's better.
Jesus.
I'll do the reroll. Get a 12.
Okay, yeah. Surprising nobody, you very quickly managed to pull up all the information that would have been displayed on the holo table up on one of these like main terminals. All the same information is basically transferred through. The only difference is that would have displayed it in a maybe more approachable and coherent and perhaps more elegant kind of fashion. But you can pull up all the same information. So you've got camera feeds, you've got information about external sensors, you've got sensors indicating heat sensors and ID for individuals. Specifically just to this floor, though. You can't access any of the other floors.
Right. Can I see if anywhere else on this floor has been, like, using the ID signatures, see if they're moving around as if they know what's going on here?
Try and figure out if that merits a roll.
Do anybody seem like they're charging or they're just patrolling?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't
Ellie.
seem. It doesn't seem like there's any kind of activity in this direction. It's quite a large space, and the doors, for the most part, were shut. So any sound from the conflict must have been quite cut off. And since this is the security station, it's not like there's many people watching in here.
Yeah. And are we, like, when you look at those tags, does it show, like, if there's allies or enemies, or just everyone with a tag classes an ally? Like, friendly to the system, basically. Or does it not do that?
Say again, sorry?
So when you look at the, as you said, what it detects them using the tags on the
Yeah.
armor, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Does everyone show up
Yeah.
as friendly to the system, to the security system?
It's more a case of it doesn't necessarily differentiate between friend and foe, more as it indicates that they have some kind of identity. So it indicates that they are in fact staff.
Do we have that?
No.
Can I activate it so we do?
Give me a -20. What scholastic laws have you got?
The only law I've got's common tech guild.
Give me a -30 common tech guild test.
Oh god.
Well, if like pretending to be other people, I could help with that.
Do you have common tech guild?
Just Underworld.
No.
I should have been better at stealing other people's identities.
I'll go for a reroll on that as well. Maybe I'll
Okay.
give it a shot.
Could we just like take the people we killed, like identities or stuff, or how does that work?
I have Adept as a Administrator. Gotta give him some
Boom.
successes. Oh, never mind. He did it on his own. Nice
Fuck
one.
me. That's the second one. Okay. Yeah, you know that in the Kievan Guard itself, they don't use any kind of carryable identification. They have subdermal transmitters implanted into the base of their necks that identify themselves.
Shit.
Okay.
Right, can I?
Talk about the corpses.
Yeah, can I just mention this to Callister and leave him to it?
Pretty much.
So
how are they-
Callister's currently standing at the doorway, and he's just like making sure nothing's going on. Do you actually mention this to me? Because if you do, please do so in character so I can respond.
I'm wondering, right, Valis will shout Lucian over first. Because although Valis knows the tech bit behind it, he's not really part of the biology, he doesn't know the link to the body itself. So he's going to
That's
ask
what I
for
was about to ask.
going to ask for a second opinion. Does
Sean,
Yeah.
does taking them out of the neck turn them off?
What scholastic laws have you got? Or what laws have you got?
that Mechanicum one is equivalent to my tech build one?
Yeah.
What about Underworld?
I've
Would
got-
we have dealt with like people with transmitters in them?
Help if I push the talk button down. Scholastic Lord Chemistry
Is that it?
may work for that. Common Lord Adeptus Ministratum, but then I've got Logic, Medicae, Demolitions.
Give me a -30 Medicaid test.
Question, Rallis.
So-
Are you able to repair my mace?
I will be able to, yeah.
That was a -10 test because I got another +20 that I didn't add into that, so it negated it.
I believe Jin was asking someone that question.
Sorry.
Mhm.
Yeah, I can repair the mace after we deal with this stuff.
Sweet.
Right, okay. So with your fucking 4 degrees of success on a -30 test,
It's only going to get worse, Sean.
I know. I'm kind of. It's like I expected this kind of thing when you actually become an apothecary, but not quite yet. So this is sobering.
Imagine
it's like
what
giving-
Ronan had to deal with.
I know. The subdermal implants that they use primarily, you've not had any actual experience with it yourself, but you've heard about it. You know, the limited access to medical journals and stuff that you have been given while you are on Lycaeus gives you an indication about how these things were developed and how they work. You're not sure how up-to-date the tech is in these particular individuals, but for the most part, they run off the biological electricity within the body to keep them charged up. So if you remove them, they would work for a time, but unless they had a way to keep up that charge, they would go inactive.
Isn't it a good thing then I have a locker full of batteries then?
And
Last
you don't
combat
know,
magazines.
yeah, and you don't know how long that charge would last.
Okay, well, I tell him that, and I'm like, so we have time. They would give us some time.
The ones in the dead people, though, they'll be currently counting down.
Seeing as they kept charged by the body, couldn't just adding a battery or whatever keep them charged anyways?
You have to wire it the right way, and
I was gonna
we'll have to
say-
have the parts for that and everything else.
I've got wires. I've got
Hooking-
wires.
Hooking a magazine up to like a dead person's nipples and hoping that it
No.
charges their fucking
No, no.
body.
No, the idea is we cut them out and then we just add the wires to them and then like carry them around and say, oh yeah, we definitely have these for dermal implants.
The dermal implant is probably like less than a centimeter across, though.
You could probably still cobble it together with the battery if you had the right tests and knew what you were doing, or even just, experimented a little bit. I mean, we do have a few
Wait, hang on.
extra.
Yeah. Okay. That I'm willing to believe, but also at the point, like, why do we need this? Why do we need to have identified tags?
So we
Get
don't.
around and
so-
not get ambushed again.
Makes it a little bit easier to move around. We run into
Go
people
through
we can just
those scanner
bypass
barrels.
instead of killing them. I don't know. Would that work? The biometrics on the things wouldn't be the same as the electrical strip, so we still wouldn't be able to get into certain things. Though I think I have an idea for that. Anybody have an?
Hey guys, what's the hold up? When are we gonna go kill more people?
Callister, I need you to go cut out the sergeant's arm. Or
Oh.
wrist. I need
Oh,
the hand.
nice. Where is he?
I need
Where's
the
he
hand
going?
intact. He's over by the door to the armory area.
You need it intact, but
I need everything from the wrist forward. That means the hand intact.
all right, Sean.
Yeah.
Assume that Callister is gonna do unspeakable things to the man's arm with his mouth.
With
And
It
then
his...
is.
with his mouth.
You make me sad.
I make everyone sad, even my parents.
Oh,
Uh,
I need an adult.
I'm.
As Callister starts doing that, I just kind of look at Rallis. I'm like, I think we're going to skip the things unless you want to see him doing that to people's necks.
How
I have
about
sleight of hand.
do you still have your surgical knives on you at all? If you had any.
I
You
mean,
know.
it's a scalpel more than something designed to actually cut off a limb.
I was more thinking, you work on their necks, I'll go get the batteries, we'll prototype something, and then I'll fix his mace, and we'll go walk out this room and pretend none of it ever happened.
Like a plan.
Like, we don't
what
need,
else
like,
is on this floor?
Okay, we work out what's on the floor, then walk out the room like none of this ever happened.
Callister comes up to the thing, looking like that one Bear Grylls meme.
I would like to
Yeah.
get the guard out of the room before he sees us mutilating his brother's corpses.
Hands, Lucian the hand.
Thank you.
I
I,
heard,
Did that
I
go
heard, I heard you need a hand.
Oh my god.
Bear the guards to the side of this and just make sure they're not within eyesight of Callister and any corpses.
We're not with him.
We need to put a
Look at the
muzzle on that
flowers,
man.
Callister. Look at the pretty flowers.
Alright, Sean, so I'm going to attempt to cut out one of the neck things.
What are you using?
Can I help?
Whatever
seeing
I
as
would
I've sleight
have
of
in the
hand?
standard, whatever I would have in my medical stuff.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. I can imagine you would have brought those. Give me a minus 20 Medicaid test.
Can I assist him with sleight of hand or something like
No.
that? Okay. Looting
Need
next.
it. Okay, yes, you can relatively effortlessly extricate one of these subdermal ID devices. Callister, give me a plus 20 awareness test.
Oh no. Is this punishment?
Carry on.
Okay.
I have a
I,
conversation with the guards.
And I hand the chip to Rallis.
Right, okay, we'll get back to that. Let's go have a conversation with Lave and the guards.
So I basically want to like corral them into one like organized line, and just shuffle them together. Like, all right, here's the thing. So it obviously we haven't just killed you all. We did set you a little bit on fire. Sorry about that. We maybe even shot at you or shot you, but you're all alive. And that's what matters. So
Nothing
you can all
personal,
go
Chris.
home. Yeah. It's nothing personal. You can all go home after this. Providing you're not, like executed by superior officers, or the whole base blows up. Anyway, ignoring that. Basically, I want to know three things. I want to know how many troops are currently staffing this station and this level. What would stop us from wandering around this level freely and basically getting to other sections of this place, and if you know of the point defense batteries on this particular spire and what they would involve getting to them and disabling them. Go.
Right, okay, go through those all again, one at a time.
Okay, number
Realize
one.
we could probably figure out most of that information with just a computer, right?
Yeah, I just want to talk to him. Fuck you.
Okay, so number one.
Yeah, so staff, tell me about guards. How many of you, and on how much on each level, and what are you guys packing?
To kind of keep this brief, they don't know how many guards there are exactly. They are packing essentially the same equipment that they have. So the character's armor, the las carbines, and a frag grenade, for the most part. some of the higher ranking individuals might have some slightly better kit.
Spicy shit. All right, okay.
Yeah, but they're not
what?
they're not that familiar with the spicy kit, and just the standard like Spire operations staff all carry like a las pistol. But
Right.
What did you call these guards specifically? Since something with K.
Kievan.
Caravan guards separate from like a lot.
Is standard for yeah. You weren't here at the start of the session. I basically described the Kievan Guard are the more established actual military of Kievar, as opposed to just the staff prison guard from Lycaeus.
Planetary defense
Um,
type guys.
So are they heavily trained, or are they more like conscript still, like everybody else? Like, are they willingly here? Is basically what I'm asking.
Not necessarily on Lycaeus, but they wouldn't have been like conscripted into the guard.
So it's more like they unlike the normal prison guards, they themselves aren't like prisoners. They're actually treated like all right.
Yeah. It's like if there's a pecking order, it's like prisoners at the bottom, prison guards just above them, prison riot guards just above them, Kievan guard just above them, and then the people who are actually in charge.
Like, these people aren't gonna be like, oh no.
I've lost Sean.
Sean as well. He just like
Yeah.
just froze.
Can you still hear me?
Can hear you now, yeah.
But you are
Yeah,
doing
like
a
you're-
great funny pose.
Yeah, like with your hands.
You
above
were.
your
Oh,
head.
no, never mind.
Everything's normal.
Yeah, we're all back.
I think chances are we're not gonna turn these guys because they actually don't have it absolutely trash.
Yeah, they're not.
Us being
Hugo.
on the winning
No, not
side
Hugo.
first. Right.
Him, the one we recruited. Yeah, basically. Yeah, sorry. I'm taking too long. Basically, I wanted
It's
to
a
know.
point two.
Yeah, point 2 is how would we go about wandering about this level incognito? What would stop us from doing that, and how do we avoid that?
I mean, he does mention that several of you are now covered in blood. Thankfully, he can't see Callister, who just bit off a man's hand.
Mhm.
Ronan.
Yeah.
Not Ronan. Callister.
So if you could maybe clean up a bit, if you could replace the flak vests that the other guards are wearing and essentially give them the full get up, try to hide any of the actual battle damage, that would probably help. They do mention the ID chips that you wouldn't be aware of, but Lucian and Rallis are kind of working on that. In terms of anything stopping you just wandering around, as long as you look the part and you don't do anything overtly strange, you should be okay.
Okay.
Like beating off a man's hand.
Yeah.
Do they have any like wet wipes you can just use to get all the blood off?
Not happy
Wet
with.
wipes. Fuck me.
He is not happy with me.
on.
Yeah,
Point
sorry.
three.
Number 3. Point defense batteries on this spire. How do we get to them? What can we expect to shut them down? And how heavily guarded are they?
They are a few floors up. Well, the control spire for the point defense. Here's the thing. There is a series of point defense turrets, basically all the length of the spire.
Right.
So to go through and deactivate every one would take fucking ages.
Yeah.
There is a main gunnery control deck,
Perfect.
which has a lot of the controls and control subsystems for the point defense stuff. About 2/3 of the way up the spire. It also houses the gunnery control for the anti-orbital turrets.
Right. Perfect.
In terms of defenses, again, they have patrols and guards and stuff there. They're not expecting a full assault, so the complement would not be very large at this point.
It will be skeleton. Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's fine.
Not necessarily skeleton, but not dense.
Not barricades and dudes behind them.
Yeah, no.
It's
Okay. You would
operated.
have-
It's not defended.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's staffed. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll thank them for their help and basically be like, you know what, like, obviously we're not here to fucking maim and murder. We're literally just here to liberate ourselves. So I hope you understand that. We're
Flashbacks to Callister.
playing by the rules here, and like, I leave them be.
Okay. Was that it? Because you asked a few more questions than that initially.
He asked 3. He just worded them differently, so it sounded longer.
Yeah,
Oh, right,
I also
okay.
forgot what I said and reiterated it in a completely different way.
Right. Okay. Fine. Okay. Let's jump back over to Lucian and Rallis. Are you working on the bio stuff?
Yeah, well, Lucian?
So I got it out, and you have it.
Yep.
And while you're doing that, I'm kind of like, 'cause that's out of my thing at this point. I'm looking at the computer to see what else is on this floor.
Okay. Rowlis, can you give me a -30 tech use test to see if you can interface one of these ID chips with one of the last.
Yes.
It's a bit haphazard. You essentially need to the amount of power and charge that would just come straight out of a last cartridge, essentially, would overload the chip in itself. So
Yeah.
you had to find a way to diminish the amount of the charge that was coming out. So you essentially took some of your scrap and just made what is probably the opposite of like an electro battery or like electromagnets, and just kind of synced it up. So there is enough charge going into the thing to keep it going. You're not sure how consistent this is going to be. Like, it'll work, it'll do the job, but you don't know for how long or for how like reliable it is.
Now,
Considering the
would I need to repeat that 6 times?
No, you would need to repeat that.
Well, 5 more times. Sorry.
A lot more times than that. So
I
Oh,
would say
two,
I would
three,
I
four,
would say
five,
you could probably
6,
just do it,
7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Tim.
Sorry.
You could probably just do it one more time, but it would be for a larger period of time.
okay. Can I do that?
Yeah.
-30 again? Or
Yep.
do I get bonus now that I know what I'm doing?
Nope.
Oh, worth a try.
Okay, yeah. You managed to procure enough. Well, what you actually have to end up doing is syncing up a lot, like multiple biochips to single las cartridges, because you haven't got as many cartridges as you do chips.
Can I open
Well,
the?
actually, no, you probably would if you looted the cartridges from the bodies. So you can probably still have one each.
I was gonna say, could I also like look in the chests over there for them as well? Like the lockers and the chest and everything like that. You know, scavenge the room as you do.
Sure. It would take a while, but you managed to find enough for like one each.
I'll potter about doing that while these guys do it.
Okay, is there anything else anybody wants to do? Outside of cannibalism.
What else is on this floor?
Oh, on this floor. So, you would have camera access as well for all your stations, so I will... Bear with me, I'm going to be jumping you around the map a bit, okay? There is
Sounds good.
the other main corridor off to the right of where you turned left, with another adjoining personnel elevator. First door on the right, I'll just drag you over here. This is the servitor maintenance bay for this floor. The next door down from that, down here, this identifies itself as Spire flight control, and again you have footage for inside there. You don't have footage for the chamber off to the side, but that is identified as a backup comms relay. Back on the actual hangar itself, you have this chamber here, which is identified as hangar systems control. And again, there's another chamber off to the back you don't have camera footage to, but that is identified as hangar backup generator. That's everything adjoining to the hangar. On the other side of the spire floor, in this section, you have the rec room. And that's it. Everything else is identified as minor storage space. Can you guys see everything?
Sounds good.
Does anybody need to see anything else again?
Nope.
Oh, and then obviously you've got sorry, just drag it back to this. This is the main freight elevator, which links down to the main cargo deck.
How hooked in are these computers?
That depends what you want to get.
He wouldn't
Like
be
I
able to
said-
knock anything offline from these computers, would he?
No, not really. It's like information is being fed to them. They don't really have a lot of system access outside of that.
Can we
Alright.
disable security for this floor from them, since it is a security room?
Well, I mean, you've kind of killed security on this floor.
More could show up.
Yes, you could. You could probably disable the systems from in here.
We'll do that.
Wouldn't that stop us from using them though?
Yes.
Mm.
Risk reward.
I'll leave it to the group to decide.
Let's just leave a grenade so when you press a key it explodes. I say, like, we get whatever we need from it, and then, like, disable it since we are going to, be, doing guerrilla war. So, like, we will not be staying here too long at a time. But currently we are still stealth, so, like, we should make ready before moving out.
Okay, so what do you actually want to do, guys?
Well, the goal is to get to and disable the point defense guns.
Okay.
If we can stealthily, we can, start ferrying over prisoners. At the tower.
Using the terminals, can we find where they would be in relation to this floor? Like, which route would need to take from this floor to get there?
No.
I guess. Do we know like scale of like personality? Is it the thousands, the hundreds, the tens of thousands?
It would be the thousands, maybe bordering on tens of thousands.
Okay, so basically, we as players will be unable to kill everybody unless we just shoot the fucking air filtration system and be like, haha, now you all die.
Well, there's a plan.
Actually, that is a plan. Can I cobble something together that would just put everybody out?
You would need to find a med bay of some description to provide that kind of material, because you haven't got anything on you to essentially knock out.
No, but I mean, if we found something.
And honestly, I mean, based on the scale of the spire and what I've just described, you would need to spend so long producing the actual material, and you would need so much of it to introduce it to the entire spire.
Okay.
But Sean, can I like basically just have conversations with the guards we've had so far? And
The
try to
guards.
Yeah, basically to see like at what point would they surrender? Like the guards didn't know. Like, would we basically have to kill all of them? Like 2/3 of them? Would just have to take out the leadership? At what point would we break their back as a like force?
They are a bit reticent to give you that information, so give me a scrutiny test.
Yeah, it's less like, how much to break you, and more like talk to them, just like get to know them as a person. Like, are they a hard-ass military personnel? Are they basically, like armed guards?
Well, I mean, that varies from person to person, Sebastian. That's like saying, okay, speak to every person in the player group and find out everything about them. See what
like
deep emotional trauma you would have to divulge on them for them to cry in the middle of a game.
no, more like, are they all like the Marines, or do they just seem like general infantrymen coming from all corners of the like world?
If I had to give you an equivalent, have you seen Starship Troopers?
Or Red Star.
We need to get the. But yeah,
I didn't hear the answer to that. Have you seen Starship Troopers?
Yes.
Right, they are probably the closest equivalent is probably the mobile infantry from that. They're kind of resilient, but if shit goes wrong, they're only human.
I'll still like.
You wanna live forever?
Yes, please.
So,
See,
question.
where's insight? I don't.
It would have been scrutiny, but let me just deal with Tim first. Yes, Tim.
No, go ahead. Finish with him first, because
Okay.
my thing is going to go off on a tangent, probably.
Okay, cool. Sebastian, are you done?
I'll
You
just
got anything
roll
else?
it. Yeah, just scrutiny and like
Yeah, cool. Scrutiny.
how.
Just flat. I didn't actually think you had scrutiny trained. Wow, okay, cool. Yeah. General impression you get is they'll be much more determined to fight to the bitter end if they have leadership there. But if you can disable leadership and demonstrate that the fight is more than likely not going to go their way, they will probably start buckling.
Basically, like if we take out the leadership and basically broadcast like, lay down your arms, the fight is lost, they'll basically be like, oh fuck.
The reaction you're getting is that, if you take out the leadership and show them the fight's probably not going to work, will be much more based on a squad-to-squad level. If you want to have the entire Spire surrender, it's probably going to have to be something fairly spectacular.
It's just like where, as an organized force, they stop like working. So like when we have enough prisoners, we don't have to worry about,
I have an idea for something spectacular.
This seems really semantic.
What?
It's like asking a country, like literally a country, what would your military force need to fucking surrender?
Not
Yeah.
surrender,
And it
just
back is
stop
on, like,
working at full efficiency. Like to where they stop working as a
Oh, well,
unit,
yeah,
like,
if you just
force.
look into how to like impact their efficiency, taking out the leadership, disabling like what access to systems and stuff they have would massively hamper them. The advantage,
is that-
the advantage they have on you and the prisoners in general is numbers and technology. Take those away, or take away their ability to organize, and they'll not be as effective.
Wasn't there a communication station on this level?
There is a communication relay on this level.
Is it for only this level, or is it for like the Spire in general?
You don't know.
Let's firebomb it. I mean, no.
I have an idea.
Yes,
Oh,
Tim.
fuck.
This is a spire on a moon with no atmosphere.
Go on.
Correct so far?
Yeah.
Oh God.
I like where you're going.
If we take their primary, atmospheric control, and then
From room
just
to room.
turn it off.
Make me a +20 logic test.
Yep.
Really? I'm fate pointing that.
Do humans breathe?
That's what I'm talking about.
They would have backups. You would need to find a way to simultaneously disable the main and all the backup environmental systems.
And how
Horus?
easy would it be to get them back up again, seeing as we intend to stay here?
That would depend on how you disable them. Also,
He's
you've got,
working his magic just to turn them off for a little while, is what I was thinking.
right, to just turn them off for a little while wouldn't have the effect you're hoping for. At least not straight away. Because if you disabled... It's like that. It's like every episode of Star Trek where they say, "Oh no, life support's down. You've got X number of hours."
Yeah, that's
They
true.
would then throw X thousand number of troops at you until they turned on at least some of the backups or something.
What if we
And-
turned it off, then opened the windows?
Open the
The
windows.
windows. The windows on the Raven Spire,
Yes.
Just open the windows.
We
It's not
randomly
like a
have...
fucking terrace window, you pleb.
I legitimate. My
if you
character,
opened-
Valis
Right,
would not
guys,
do it.
guys,
If you
Guys.
opened enough,
Here
if you
comes.
opened enough windows, you would explosively decompress the entire tower and kill everything.
Here
Guys.
comes.
That's what blast doors are for. So you
Here
wouldn't be able to open
comes.
enough windows to do.
Thank you, Tim. Yes, blast doors and these things exist for this very reason.
However,
Shut-
we could control the blast doors and lock down the facility if we could control the blast doors. But again, manual overrides and the rest of that would be a thing that
Yeah.
my character has, tactics void combat, so he knows all this.
Okay then.
Why? Why does your character have tactics void combat? You're a medic.
Who talks to cargo pilots?
You were in Spain.
Born on this prison
Well, 'cause
planet.
it's-
He
it's
was
like what you were saying
born
before.
here.
Prisoners, and then prison guards. Between the prisoners and the prison guards are the cargo pilots, who usually end up in his infirmary because the prison guards won't let them treat them.
Oh God.
So he talks. I actually came up with logic for why he would know this type of stuff.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's fair. Rallis, if you want to attempt to repair Jin's power mace, give me a -10 tech use test. Oh my God.
By the
Yes, your mace is repaired.
It's even better than before.
way, downstairs where we came from, what was the biggest ship possible for us to hijack?
On the hangar that you saw, there was just multiple versions of the dropship that you arrived in, and 3 attack fighters. Is it 3? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3.
Oh, those before
Aren't we
start
going to
fighting.
need to take over the flight control room so we don't get attacked on the return trip when we bring more people.
The
Yeah,
thing
hang on.
is, we turn
Hang
off.
on, hang on. Wait. I'm gonna. So, Lave is gonna go over towards this table, and he's gonna try and gather everyone around. Okay, prisoners included. Every fucking character in this room. I want them all around this table, please.
Kind of
Okay.
like guard prisoners, or like prisoners.
No, it means like disguised.
Our dudes. Revolutionaries, pals, buddies, dudes. Okay,
We, the revolution,
meat
gather.
shields. Okay,
Please, Jeff, click me over there, because I'm
We-
at a laptop without any mouse, and doing anything is hard.
Yeah, so I'll basically say to everyone, look around, and be like, okay, this is a very time sensitive matter. The more time we stay in one place, the more time we get bomb rushed by lots and lots of men. That's not good. We need to accomplish 3 goals. We need to disable the point defense system on the spire. We need to start ferrying our brothers from the previous spire to this one, and we need to attain a new goal for either controlling the spire or leaving the spire for a different one.
Plan is, as I recall, that
We would
take...
need this spire, because what's the point of taking another one? This is the
No,
main...
I mean like returning to the spire that isn't this one because it's under our control. Whereas we cannot hold this one. We can't deal with thousands of people. It's just not possible.
we
We
can
can't
if
alone,
we...
but we have thousands of prisoners that we can bring in if we can figure out a way to do so.
Problem is getting the manpower here. The problem is not the manpower.
Right.
We have thousands of revolutionaries of our own.
I can
Every
fly
spire.
us a big ship or a fighter
Perfect, okay.
if need be.
So do we want to accomplish manpower first, or do we want to accomplish our secondary objective first? Do we want to do it on our own and disable the point defense system, or do we want to mob the entire spire?
No,
Then
we need
in
to
the
take down the point defense system so we can ferry.
Yes.
Right. So they can't shoot the shells
Okay.
out of the air as they come in at the spire.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. We're answering
Objective
questions. We're
one.
answering questions. So, objective 1, disable point defense systems and establish a way of shuttling backwards and forwards, correct?
Correct. However, I'm going to point
Objective
out.
1, secure reinforcement routes.
Yes.
I will point out that we want to disable the anti-air system in such a way that we can put them back online afterwards, because we're
Absolutely,
going to
yeah.
need them in a couple of days.
Scorched Earth is not going to work in this regard because we need to use their
as
weapons
he's-
after.
As Lucian says that, he looks pointedly at Callister.
What?
Just want to make sure we're on the same page.
No smashing, no fire.
No grenades, Callister.
Says for the people who actually threw a grenade.
Yeah, whistles to himself.
Nonchalantly.
Listen, I just wanted to go back in myself. It's your fault for all joining me. I could have died.
What was I going to say?
You tell me.
This is as far as I got, by the way. I have no idea how to do this. Basically, what I gleaned from the prisoners is that as long as we wander around and we look like we know what we're doing, we should be okay.
What?
But again, if we fuck it up at any point and we get into a firefight, we're in big trouble.
Do you think they'll call security anytime soon, by the way? There was a lot of screaming.
We are security right now.
But the point is, like, if there's a patrol anywhere near the area, they'll probably know something's up. Like, the superiors are going to be like, what happened to that prisoner transfer? Not prisoner, that guard transfer from the other spire. I need some sort of report. Like that's what I'm saying. The longer we stay there, the more chance we
So where we're
run out
going
of
then?
luck.
Where are we going?
That's the point. We need
So-
to move towards disabling the point defense systems, and they're a couple of levels
about-
above us in a gunnery
How
deck.
about we first take out the communications so they can't effectively... Because if they can't effectively communicate where we are, they can't effectively respond to where we are.
Perfect. Okay, I'm happy with that.
This way.
Can anybody who is trained in it give me a plus 10 logic test?
Oh, I have that. A miracle.
No logic.
Right, Rallis. You know that the communications section on this level is identified as a communications relay. It is not the communications control for the entire spire.
But I could go there and trace the signal. Maybe?
What do you mean?
So that if it's a relay,
Yeah.
it's obviously relaying from somewhere else. Could I backtrace it to the original source to find out where it is exactly?
I'll find out where the signal's bouncing from.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Yeah, probably.
then there's the stuff. So get to the relay, backtrace the source to where is in the tower, since these systems don't tell us anything from any other floor. Once we know which floor that's on, we can look for that floor, take out the communications. From there, locate the exact place of the point defense towers, take out them, and do a plan as we've said.
Okay, I am happy to go ahead with that plan, and I think as a unit we should be able to accomplish it. But the question I need to ask now is, when do you think we should initiate mass panic in the Spire by A, doing something causing critical damage in a non-essential place, maybe knocking the entire Spire down onto, or at least part of the Spire, onto secondary or reserve power, so that we can move freely within the chaos and not have many questions asked? Or do we want to avoid that for as long as possible and just remain as a small contingent?
We want to remain anonymous as long as possible, so that
Okay,
we want
perfect.
to remain anonymous as long as possible, so that we can start the ferrying process, and then we create chaos, so they can't effectively respond to us ferrying our prisoners until it's too late.
True.
Until we establish a beachhead. Like, we're basically doing Normandy here, but with like prisoners and
Yeah, we're the
in
paratroopers.
space, and it's not like Normandy at all. It's not like Normandy at all.
No, it makes sense. We're like we're forming the beachhead. We're blowing up the 88s. There we go. Let's go.
Yeah. Now we just need some armor, some tanks, and some, like space marines, and we'll
I mean,
be
that was
fine.
accomplished with like loads of dudes in parachutes with a bunch of C4. We'll be fine.
Anyone bring the
We don't have
C4?
parachutes.
We had a metaphorical
C4.
pet parachute.
Yes. When you took us over, could you take me over to the relay again, by the way, Sean? Sorry. How heavily?
The relay is attached to the flight control deck, which is here.
Oh, okay. So that's not something we're going to take out stealthily.
Oh fuck.
Oh, we
think we
could
should-
march right through. If we act like we're supposed to be there, no one will be the wiser.
Okay. As a group, what is more important, that we take out communication and flight control, or that we go for the point defense guns immediately? What's more important to us?
Communication.
Communication.
The relay, by the way, like, it will only like give us another step, so we have to do this stealthily. We are like fucked. Like, kill people before they send to somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, we cleared this room and no one has rushed into it yet, so I'm assuming they're quite isolated in some respects.
If I block all the security on this level, they can't call for backup potentially.
Not
Well-
even from the communications relay.
That's what I'm not sure of. Is there a way to block the signals coming out of that room remotely so I can turn it back on and off?
Not, at least not from where you are.
Or from where I am. Some security room this is, bloody hell.
Yeah, fuck
It's
us.
a good
alright.
reason for them to let us in, since we have guards, but like, we have to pretend like we're doing something. They let us in, and so we can shoot them all in the back while they're not, ready for it.
Wait, sorry, what's this room here? I wasn't paying attention to that part.
That's the servitor maintenance and control station for this level.
Okay.
Yeah, we could definitely have a chaos of just like set servitors to run around very rapidly down the halls.
Is that chaotic?
Put on the fire alarms for servitors so they start running around spraying foam everywhere.
Sean, those ones that aren't the guards in the
Yep.
relay room, are they just staff or are they also armed people?
They are spire operations staff, but Lave was told by the guards that they are armed. They have pistols, that's all, but they are
Yeah.
armed.
So not heavily armed. Okay.
Or armored?
They are not armored.
Right, so that is basically borderline ignorable. Unless they get crit. Well, lucky.
Within the group, what do you think is the best way to convince a group of guards that we need to be in this room? So, for example, if we wanted to storm that communications hub, would I tell them, for example, the Spire is in
do any of
danger, I need you to file out to this location?
Like a superior of any kind, and basically be, like, we have communications that need to go through immediately. Let us through now.
Maybe, yeah.
So
But then again, none of us have
We're busy.
officers.
We gotta do things
equipment.
fast. Let us in. Ha, footer. Gotcha. Bang bang, you're dead.
Well,
Very
Lucian,
awkward.
if he continues his charade as a warden,
Yeah, but he has the armor of like a
warden.
spire command, but not one of that would be weird here.
no,
Unless we'll be like
so
this
if
warden
you,
has information that needs to get to the. Oh yeah,
yeah,
it
like,
be like this warden needs to get information to the immediately.
so he storms in, tells him to get out of his way, starts communicating with the rest of the spire. We file in after him, torch the place. I mean, should be cool.
As soon as we're inside the room, it's basically over.
Or you
In
could
a
just
good way.
you could just take out the two guys outside the door and then pick the lock.
Are the two guards outside or inside the room?
There's 2 outside and 4 inside. Well, technically there's 2
6
outside. Yeah, 2 outside, 6 inside.
Well, me and Jin can do attempts at stealth and then take those two out stealthily and be like, let us in.
You like what?
Stealthily sneak
was it?
up.
Or I
and
could,
breach into
try
it.
my handy dandy hand on the door panel as I hold up the severed hand.
Yeah.
So like, do we do trying to persuade them or do we stealth breach?
I think
Since
stealth
I
breach is
feel
smart.
stealth breach is more likely considering we bullshit us this far. I don't think they'll believe more bullshitting.
But I think the higher risk is that we fuck up outside the door, and they start shooting at us, and the people inside the door have so much time to send a distress call.
Yeah, but if we fuck up the persuasion, it's the same.
Maybe, but they won't start shooting immediately. They'll go, hang on. And when they say, as soon as they go, hang on, you punch them in the throat. And it's a lot more sort
But
of
then we need
close
to be inside
quarters.
the door to do that.
Take
No,
out,
I mean the 2 people outside the guard. fuck everyone inside.
take out the 2 guys outside the door, then 2 of us replace them, open the door and go, the warden needs to make a relay. So we let ourselves in and
Right.
pretend
Ooh,
to
that's
be them.
clever. That's clever. I want to do that.
I mean, good luck on the deception rules, guys, because I can't do this shit.
I have a
But-
30% chance that's deception. Like, I have 30 fellowship and I got deception, so I got this. Don't worry about it. But I have stealth and I have an amount of deception, so like,
40
deception.
fellowship, deception trained.
Sean, how are you doing stealth kills again? Since guards without them raising alarm, and we knew how that went in the shuttle.
Uh,
Don't break your power mall.
We'll just bring power picks for the stealth kills rather than knives because they're more effective.
I would give you surprise, obviously. I would let you target areas that. I'll give you surprise. I'd let you target areas that didn't have armor. And I might let you Righteous Fury on a 9 out of 10.
Well, it's because using a knife is 1d5. So like sneaking up and then stabbing somebody next is like, you hit me, 1d5. Oh, I'm still standing because most people have like 10 hit points, don't they? Like an
Yeah, but
person.
like I say, like if you Righteous Fury on a 4 or 5 on a d5 plus the 3 plus ignoring armor.
Yeah, but it doesn't ignore toughness. So like, it's not a knife. Stabbing a knife in a stealth kill will not actually kill them most of the time.
I'm doing what I can. I can't bend the rules of the game that much. I'm already bending them quite a lot.
What about
You can't just be like, you
somebody?
stabbed him successfully, he's dead, lol.
That would probably be like a grapple test. Again, I'd probably give you like surprise bonuses.
I don't do well at any of these things. Can I just put a silence on my
You
shotgun?
might not. If you can find one.
God forbid, Callister.
What?
What a
Yeah, I was
sight.
quite
gonna say, I was gonna
effective
say,
at
if we
killing
can
in
find
one
some
hit.
suppressors, holy fuck.
We
You
just
just-
like
Put someone's
do you make a
torso in front of the
homemade
shotgun.
Was there any suppressors in any of those lockers?
Fuck no.
Not for a
No, there wasn't.
What do you
shotgun.
need a suppressor and a lock over in a guardhouse for?
You never know.
in
They got
case you
bobbleheads,
don't
though.
want to, annoy the other people when we're firing in the middle of a heavily secured area.
Hmm.
Skal nok gøre. Jacob, a friend who's walking around here. Twice apparently.
Ask him what he would do.
What would he do?
Walked away.
Oh,
The pressure was too much.
WWJD. What would Jacob do?
what would Jacob do?
Coke. Anyways,
Okay, guys.
I
We've
can
been
move.
we've been
Yeah.
deliberating on this for a while now. So we're just going to take a quick break, let people go and refresh, get some beverages, use the facilities if necessary.
Hey, I have
We'll be back soon. So
Watch Mission Impossible.
okay, welcome back. We've just been sat here for about half an hour discussing what they're actually going to do, and we think we might have come up with a plan. So I believe you're going to question the gods.
Yeah.
yes.
Lave will take Rallus and Lucian into the holding cell and basically get the attention of all the prisoners that we have, and basically get Rallus to ask them what we need to know. The location of
Okay.
the communications hub.
Okay, so what is it you need to know?
We're looking for the main central communications hub.
Control
spire?
for the spire.
I'm going
Yeah.
to say getting me to ask the questions is not a smart idea. I may be
Yeah,
able to
but
think of plans, but I have shit people skills.
But but that's the point. I can ask them in a way that's good, but I need to know what you're looking
Right.
for. I
So-
need you to tell me which quadrant you're after and shit like that.
We want the location of the main tower, comms tower.
Mhm.
Okay. We want to know the route there, and if there's any security checkpoints and things on the way.
Got it.
Okay.
That's the ones I can think of.
Right, okay. So do you want to role play this out, Carl?
Yep. So I'm hovering. So like I said, I bring them into the room and I basically try and filter all this mundane questioning shit through myself, and I just I bring one of the guards over in particular, and I just motion with her. I'm like, look. So we're trying to get to the main communications spire. Not spire. You know what? There's a word on the end of that. Controls. Obviously, I'm not gonna go through what we're intending to do here, but that's where we need to go. Can you please tell me?
I mean, he kind of leans against the barred kind of door between you, and he kind of says, I mean, there's not exactly a central control. There's a relay hub probably almost every 3 or 4 levels. Just basically strengthens the signal going throughout the entire spire.
Mhm.
If it's just internal communications you wanted to cut down, that would be very difficult. There's so many subsystems and everything running. It would be. There's not an off switch exactly. If you're going to disable communications, your best bet would either be to disrupt power to the main spire, at which point you probably want to go down to the main systems level and hit the generator, or just go straight to the main control decks and take out the main controls there. Problem is, if you're trying to avoid security, the main control decks have probably got the thickest security in the spire, because that's where the big wigs are.
Would the main control decks also do gun controls? Or is that a separate deck itself?
The gun controls are held on the gunnery deck.
Okay.
You can see the guards behind this guy giving this guy filthy looks. Why the fuck is he telling them all this? Clearly, this guy's survival instinct is stronger than his loyalty.
Okay, so basically, I'm assuming Lave picks up on this general unhidden hatred for this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna unlock the cell door and I'm gonna pull him out and just gesture out come here.
Okay.
And then I'll shut the door again.
Okay.
I'm gonna shout back into the main room, and I'm gonna bring over. I'll shout, Callister, come in here, second, Callister, please.
Callister?
Callister,
Yeah?
come here.
No.
Come on, boy! Come on!
Just start tapping bones. Come on.
I'm pulling myself over. Hold on.
Oh my god.
Hey, I'm doing little yellow thingies.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm beckoning him into the room.
Like that.
What the fuck? Why are you like this? Is that my points?
Yeah, there are waypoints.
Okay. So I'm gonna look at this guy that I've brought out, and I'm like, okay, so ballpark, how long you set for these guys? You close?
Is this to the guard?
Yeah, that I pulled out, not to those guys. I feel like I've got like my arm over his shoulder, like away from the guards in the back.
Okay. He kind of turns to you and says, I mean, I've been in the guard for probably about 6 years now. I've been stationed here for about 1.5.
Fair enough. What did you do before that? You got a family? You got a wife?
No, I joined the guard straight out of, well, as soon as they'd let me.
You know what? I like you. As soon as you got into this little cell, what?
No, go on.
as soon as I picked you out of these cells, and you were the one I could talk to. So basically, this is kind of how this is gonna go. I'm gonna go up to Callister. I'm gonna like get him to like. No, actually, fuck this. I'll basically look at this guard and be like, okay, so you know what I'm asking you to do here. I'm asking you to tell me the most efficient way to gut all communication in this spire to make it possible for us to launch a beathead and a full assault on this spire. Okay, I'm telling you this right now. I need you to tell me the most efficient way to do this, or find me someone who can tell me better, and then I can stop harassing you. Okay? Can you do that?
He kind of like looks down at the floor a little bit, and you can see him kind of turn his head back towards the cell, and you can feel the baleful gazes coming out from the other guards. Clearly, the Kaivar first mentality has been more deeply ingrained in them than it has in this particular gentleman. He kind of looks up at you and says, I mean, I'm no technician, but we've had issues with communication systems, short-circuiting and stuff recently. A lot of the... Well, you heard about the food riots down in Kaivar? Well, actually, I suppose you probably haven't. Well, there's been problems down in Kaivar lately, a bit of unrest. A lot of the parts and labour that we've needed to keep the spire in its optimum condition haven't come through as much. So it's starting to show some wear and tear. If you were to disrupt power, I don't know how long it would take for them to get it back up, but a lot of systems would go down. The backup generators are not in the best condition.
So, give me a ballpark. What sort of window are we talking here? From sabotage to re-establishing power.
I mean, that depends on what you actually do with the generator itself. If you just turn it off, they could probably get it reactivated probably within a few hours. If you actually damage it, it's possible they might not even be able to repair it without getting parts sent up from the planet, and that could take days or more.
Okay, perfect. So I'll turn back to Rallis and Lucy, and I'll be like, couple hours? Sound okay to you?
Do you mean Callister?
Rallis, Callister. Yeah, sorry, Rallis, Callister. I'd be like, yeah. So couple hours to accomplish our secondary goals. How does that sound?
Sounds all right.
Live. Can I just ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why am I here?
Oh!
Why'd you bring me up? I'm
I was
not the
gonna-
one that does this sort of stuff.
Have you got a grenade?
Look at my face is covered.
Wait,
in blood.
wait.
Yeah, I
Have
do
you got a grenade?
I do have a grenade. Yeah. You don't
Perfect.
have it, though. It's mine.
Can I have it?
No.
I used mine.
No.
What?
It's mine.
I was gonna chuck it in there if this guy didn't cooperate.
Lave,
Anyway,
you would have been able to replace your grenade on one of the ones lying around.
perfect. Yeah, I was gonna chuck it in there if this guy didn't cooperate. But that's fine. He's cool.
So why am I
right back.
here?
Why are you here? Oh, I don't know. You can wander off.
Is this? Are you alright in the head?
Says the man that just bit off a man's
I have
hand!
my priorities straight.
You've got flesh in your teeth. Go away. Go.
No,
crush
you called
something.
me here.
Callister, go away.
Okay.
Shall I replace him?
Is that the guard that said that?
No, that's Sean saying that.
Oh, Counselor looks
It's a
around at
big
the
cloud
strange.
that opens up and a big bearded
Counselor
man is
looks
like,
around at the strange.
"Go
voice and
away."
he's like, oh,
Okay. This guard.
Yes.
Where exactly? We've got a rough scale of where things are, but what floor would we need to go to get to the power generator? What floor would we need to go to get the gunnery deck?
Okay. I haven't got a specific deck number for you, but they would be... he says that they're clearly identified in the personnel elevators.
Right. And which one's
So I
that?
can click a button.
They would be the smaller ones on the left and right of the spire level.
Perfect.
What's the big elevator for?
That's the freight elevator.
Right. Cool.
It goes more or less to the same places, but it also, allows them to bring up larger containers and stuff from the cargo decks.
Right. That's fine. I'm gonna walk into the room and tell the rest of the party, letting Lave do Lave's sleep.
Okay.
If I'm looking at this guy, like obviously Radis is gonna like sort her off and basically convey this information the best he can. I'm gonna like pull this guy. If I was to go over towards this doorway, like to not be like and like take him with me. And be like, look, can I get like a gauge on him on basically if I could psychologically assess whether this guy would, if I put him back in here, he'll probably have his head kicked in. If I take him with me, would he turn at any point? Or would he be willing to sort of like be a prisoner?
Give me a scrutiny test.
Gotcha.
Oh. If only I'd been there.
You can scrutinize with the best of them. Fuck. Not even slightly. I just realized that I have it untrained. Oops.
Yeah. It's hard to get a read. He's clearly very conflicted about the whole situation. At the minute, you are fairly sure he's primarily concerned about his own survival, but depending on how he would assess that situation and how useful he would be directly to you, directly depends on what the situation is.
Just leave him next to Callister.
I was gonna say, from his body language, could I I suppose that would be in the scrutiny thing, but like in a general perception, could I directly threaten him into being slightly more useful?
Yes, it's called the intimidation skill.
Oh fuck. Okay, I think we should take him with him.
Take him with you.
Hmm.
I mean, you
Because
don't
if I put him
necessarily.
back in, he will just die.
Looking at the other guys, you can tell that they would kick this guy to death.
Can I, so very quickly, sorry, I'm taking really long with this. So I point back at that and I'm like, those guys will all kill you. You understand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now that we have communicated. The best chance of you getting out of this alive and well is to not fuck this operation up for us and to be as useful as humanly possible. Can you do that for me?
Give me a +10 charm test.
Oh, I like that. That's good.
Yeah, Sean, rewarding roleplay with bonuses.
Fuck!
Yeah.
I just realised that's untrained as well.
What have you got? Have you got command?
I've got flat fellowship.
Your charm is untrained.
Yeah, I don't have charm, but I have deceive in command.
You're an
I have
operator.
charm. How am I more charming than?
How are you more charming than I am? Fuck.
I thought. Where did all your XP go?
Shut up.
You literally.
I was
Sean
padding
just gave us 200.
He didn't spend it, remember?
Then I did.
Yeah, but-
and it was very rushed.
He
But like
increased his
Sean gave us another.
stats.
Yeah, my stats were even worse than they are now.
Oh fuck. God, just
Shut
just
up,
call
it's
me in
fine.
next time. Just
Yeah,
just
I
tag
think
me
I
in.
mistook. I think I mistook you for Callister. Oh.
Yeah, I'm genuinely not sure if you thought Callister was Lucian or Nast at this point.
I don't know. I don't know what I was doing.
Okay.
No, like your roleplay was great. But like,
Shut up.
Okay. Unfortunately, he seems very conflicted still. Like, as much as he doesn't want to die, he also doesn't necessarily want to go and help people who will put him in a more dangerous scenario, where if it goes well, and the Prisoner Revolution does go well, he's still concerned that Callister is going to be picking him out from his teeth. If it doesn't go well, and the Prisoner Revolution doesn't go according to plan, and
You'd be shot against a wall.
he'll be shot against the chemical shed, yeah. So really, he kind of just wants to be not involved, but held away
As
from
far away from here as possible.
Yeah, he basically wants to be locked in a room by himself until whatever situation blows over, blows over.
Oh, we can do that. We can put him in this little armory cupboard.
wait, no, don't put him in the armory. Don't put him in the armory.
No. Okay, never mind. Yeah.
Put him back in the cell.
What? You'll die.
That's his choice.
Yeah, actually.
Oh,
He
no,
comes
no,
with us
no, no.
or goes in the cell.
But please. Okay, I'm not there. Sorry, I'm not there.
I mean, I'm assuming Rallis and Callister might have been discussing the conversation that was going on. So if you want to go and be involved in the conversation, now would be a good time.
Got it. No,
Yes.
Callister's been talking to Nast, and he has questions for Nast regarding a big, huge man that likes to. Seemingly.
Oh yeah,
Um,
likes to walk on the surface of a dead moon.
right. So who's interacting with me? Is it Callister or is it Leif? Like, what
Me.
conversation am I in?
Callister is talking to you, but that's going to be in the chat. If you and Lave want to talk like over voice, then that's fine. We'll just pretend that this is happening in a separate.
Sure. Like, I just do it afterwards. Anyway. So,
Sean,
what
don't look at
what
me
level
confused.
of the?
I'm not. I'm just waiting to see what's happening.
Okay, what are you
Okay,
saying?
so
What are you saying, Sebastian?
it's a guard who doesn't want to go with us and who doesn't want to get kicked to death. And what was the last thing that was said?
Ideally, he just really wants to be locked away in a room by himself until the situation resolves itself one way or another.
What's the name of the guard who's with us?
Dorvan. Jariah Dorvan.
Oh, it's just Dawn. I'll write that in chat so I can remember it.
Oh, I forgot about him actually.
Yeah, so did I.
I didn't.
We all
He's
did.
my buddy. You know what? I can respect your choice here, but no, this isn't just some insane prisoner ride, as I hope Dawn proves to you. The leader said
Do you take him in with you?
at him like, no, he can come with him. He's like his own person. We are for freedom here and liberty and.
Yeah, I agree.
No one here can prove of a prisoner uprising, but we are not an uprising for the prisoners. We're here because yourself, leaders of Kaiva, have fucked up.
Is he
They can
breaking up
barely
for anybody
supply
else?
you.
No.
Nope.
Fuck!
No, it's not breaking up for anyone else.
Okay, start again. We're not here for a prisoner revolution. Scene.
We are here as basically we're not here for just prisoners being a revolution. We're here because the rule from Kaiva is too bad. Like, you don't even get your own fucking equipment. People are literally starving in the streets. Collapsing. And it is us that came knocking before, starvation came knocking at your door. Like, when was the next time you're gonna get your rations? Seeing as they can't even feed their own people. Like, I can try to understand your stance, just whatever happens here, the officials are not gonna come. Yeah, no, the tech guilds are not gonna come through this unscathed one way or another. Head down, and whatever you may think, we're not gonna feed you to Callister.
What?
You're proving yourself a civilized person. Like, you will be treated humanely. To choose, we'll lock you in a room, give you 7 days of rations, and then when this fight is over, come then.
So what you're saying is you can either come with us, or if you want, we can give you a week's worth of rations and let you lock yourself away and see what happens.
Well, we will lock you away, and then either we will come to you, or then guards will come to you. Like, either you can sit this out, or you can come with us. But either way, things will not be the same when you come out.
Okay, give me a flat charm test.
You'll have the same chance at as Slave had, but
Oh, really?
Dorvan, pitch in at all?
I'll give you, because Dorvan's there, I'll give you a +10. Although, to be fair, you all came disguised as guards, so he doesn't necessarily know that. Take +10.
Fuck was charm. Because I only have 10 fellowship. +10. Those don't work. There you go. Fuck.
Fuck me.
Awesome.
So Nast has become the guard recruiter, apparently. I'm just gonna go gather a posse of like ex-guards for
You know,
like
I was gonna make a throwaway comment about, is this like a persuasion or is this like a ball recruitment speech? How many times have you practiced this? How many times have you like recruited young men who have then just rushed to their deaths?
Hey,
No matter how many times you've done it, you've gotten good at it because he seems motivated. He says, "Yeah, do you know what? Yeah, I'll go with you. Fuck those people." And he kind of turns around and he like spits on the ground in front of the cages and he just kind of says, "Fuck you," especially you, Bill. Fuck you, Bill.
Why don't you shoot
what have
Bill?
they
We
done
can
for you
shoot Bill.
recently?
Sorry.
Do you want us to shoot
I think
Bill?
you just said
We
you can
Bill.
shoot Bill.
That seems a bit excessive.
Yeah, no, like, I just told him, like, we're not more monsters. It's like, you just shoot them.
Do you want to shoot him? Do you want to kill him? Yeah. No.
Morals, we have standards. Don't worry, we're not extremists. Do you want to murder your old comrades for
No,
fun?
it'd be more like, this is our test of your loyalty, and just hand him a frag grenade.
Oh,
Please, no. I just
Pull the
convert.
flamethrower.
Please don't make him. Please, no.
I'm just
we're not
about to
actually
go
gonna
in
do
there
that,
and
I'm just saying.
smash them. That way we don't have any problems in the future.
See, the
Someone did make sure to get their comms, right?
Let's
basically
say
disarmed. Let's just assume we disarmed them and did all the boring stuff.
Oh yeah, they're basically just in their fatigues now.
hey, Sebastian, I did the answer thing.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just like waiting if there's anything else because I want to defend my guard friends before we start, forcing them to brutally murder their comrades for the revolution.
No, yeah, he seems genuinely inspired to come with you and help you, and now I have to name another NPC for next week. Yay!
Yay!
Yeah. Have fucking, what's it called, trade lawmancers. I can tell them all my stories about how young revolutionaries recruited by me. They've died for the cause, but in a good way.
Sebastian, I feel compelled to ask you this. Are you vying to be the first chaplain of the Raven Guard?
I wasn't, but
You seem to be good at it.
book I just started on.
Okay, guys, right, come on. So what's the plan?
It's to GTF out of this floor.
Power
and-
decks.
Yeah.
Power deck.
Power deck.
Okay. Right.
Everyone good with that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Who are you taking with you? Like everyone?
I would say.
Probably leave at least 2 or 3 of our
Grunts.
red shirts to tidy this place up and make it look occupied still.
Yeah, basically, like 2 guards outside be like, no, we can't let you in right now. We just painted the ceiling.
Yeah, basically.
Gas sleek. Do not enter.
I would say like 4, so they can actually take out guard patrols, but not without to where we are crippled ourselves.
So, do you want to shift all the corpses like into the armory or into the holding cells or?
Into the armory.
Yeah, armory, I would say.
Okay.
Because people might come for ammunition and stuff, and they're just like, yeah, no, sure, do that. Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
Actually,
Just don't mind the corpses.
So do we want to apply a flamer to the corpses?
No, that won't change anything. That'll just fill the room with the scent of burnt corpses. That'll be
Lots
like
of
the opposite
ash.
of what we want. If we can do this in 2 or 3 hours, we should be fine. If not, the guard rotations will come and hit our friends.
Right, so leave 4 people behind dressed as gods.
Yeah. And we
Right.
have 3 hours to retrieve them before the next
That-
guard rotation. comes
That
about.
leaves us with Dorvan,
Yep.
the new recruit, and 1 other red shirt.
Yep.
Okay? We have our
Should we
squad.
not? Yeah. Should we not just leave all the red shirts for the ease of Sean, or do we want to take them?
Please do.
Yeah, fuck it, no red shirts.
Easy on Sean.
That one who we were going to bring, I nominated him as leader of red shirts.
He is thrilled.
It's his fault if it all goes tits up.
He is slightly less thrilled.
He is an official guard. He can do all the talking.
He is terrified.
And then I suggest we go for the western elevator.
Okay.
Since we're not passing any other rooms on the way, I don't think. I suppose
You wouldn't.
they're both the same, aren't they?
Yeah, you wouldn't pass any either way.
There are no guards in the hallway, though, if we go to the elevator by the rec room.
This is true.
Yep. So yeah, the western one then, yeah.
Okay. Does everyone just want to make their way over to the elevator?
Yeah. You gonna pull us over, or what are we doing?
I mean, I can. Hang on.
Okay.
Drop you.
Meow.
Yes. Nyaum indeed, Callister. Nyaum indeed. Oh. Am I missing anybody?
So I'm wandering through the hallway with a heavy stubber on a sling.
Yeah, it's fine. Nobody notices. Okay, so the elevator doesn't initially respond.
Hold on, I'm in power armor.
Yes, you are. That's the
But
only
I
reason. That's the only reason I'm making you not roll to carry a heavy stubber around in a sling.
Oh.
Okay. So the elevator initially doesn't respond until Lucian kind of walks around and kind of slaps the control with the severed sergeant's hand. This game is so family friendly. The doors, after a short while of waiting for the actual elevator to arrive, shift open, reveal the fairly well lit interior. Mercifully, there is no crappy elevator music. Okay, so you have an array of controls before you. Do you just want to go to the elevator floor? I mean, the generator?
Yes.
If I know how to get to it.
You know how to get to it. There's a big button that says generator for plot reasons.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let me just reveal.
Too
the elevator.
convenient. We must go the other way.
Quick! Don't fall for his lies. Okay, so let me just drag you down to the generator level. So you should be able to see yourselves here. The door is on the left side.
Ping pole, please.
Okay. Badoop. That work?
Yes, thank you. I also had to change the map a little myself. I forgot about that.
Oh, right, okay, because you're in GM mode. Right. So, the door slides open, reveals hallway.
Jin, have fun.
Awareness and stealth characters out front to left and right. Cover the corners.
I would like to take point with Jin, seeing as I am slightly less stealth and slightly less perception than him, but still perception stealth character.
Okay, right. Can I get 2 stealth checks for you then?
I have stealth, but I'm also carrying a big fuck off cannon, so I think I'll stay behind.
Yes, you have stealth, but you're also carrying a heavy stone around in power armor, so...
No
Good
modifiers.
point on the power armor. I forgot about that.
Nope, just flat.
Can I use a fate point to make it succeed?
You can.
Okay, I will.
Oh boy, I can't. I'd like to re-roll.
Go ahead.
Oh boy, I like that.
Okay, very nice.
Why does it... 2 is not -1, stop it.
Okay, so, which way do you want to go?
Which one was it that said it had the generator controls?
There is no... You're on the right floor.
Is there a nice sign for us?
You go up, I go down.
It's like scouting ahead, like peeking around corners.
Yep.
Just by the way, Sean, my movement will be very wonky.
Yeah, that's fine.
Also, assume we like all got comms from like taking all our comm beats and making our own thing. Especially
Yeah, you all had combeats anyway.
I can like go there to basically peek around the corner.
Okay, yeah. You peek around the corner and you see a long corridor, 2 guards in at a door point before it proceeds to the other end and turns back to the left.
I quickly run at them screaming, "Hello, fellow guards!" I will be like,
Okay.
2 anti-revolutionary traits found. Yeah, I'll basically inform people that.
Evan, you just want to tuck yourself back on the corner? Yep. You see a corridor, 4 guards outside, and the corridor loops back around to the right at the end.
Are there any convenient vents, or like how tall is the ceiling? If we got a boot up, could we like crawl on the ceiling or rafters or something like that, or is it just straight square?
What do you mean?
Like, basically, if there's anything like where we can crawl overhead to like get
Oh
up
no,
somewhere.
the corridors have been very firmly constructed. It's the floor and the ceiling are the same color, and the walls are the same kind of dark color. But it is essentially it's about
3 meters.
maybe about that. Yeah, high.
So what I'm hearing is crawling on the ceiling would be very conspicuous and easy to see.
Yes.
When the
Also,
person comes-
yes. Also, last time I checked, you weren't Spider-Man.
Wait,
You don't know. I have
How-
super glue.
How well lighted is this hallway?
It's fairly well lit.
Okay.
Right, I will retreat back around the corner and let's consolidate and speak.
Is there any, you know how like a lot of places have like coloured strips on the walls or the floor to show like routes to certain locations?
I have been in airport before. Yes.
Anything like that?
No.
It's not IKEA. Fuck.
So
Oh, some
question.
starships have it, so Spire might.
The melee characters, what's your charge range? Like, how fast could you run before they start screaming, in case we fuck up our approach control?
12 for a charge.
Other way
I was
out
just
in the
about, I
corner?
was just about to say we look quite like we should be here, but we fucking really don't.
Yeah, 12 meters.
25, okay. Question, Sean. Looking
Yep.
like you're just on a patrol trying to walk past, would that be stealth or deceit? Basically, like, just like, we're supposed to be here, just, walking, looking straight ahead,
That would be
looking
deceit.
inconspicuous?
Yeah, that would be
Oh,
deceit.
that would be deceit.
Stealth is the ability to be not noticed. Deceit is the ability to make someone believe a lie.
Sweet.
So, I assume we cannot stealth down these corridors without some massive minuses.
It would be minus 60.
Get a
So,
crowd, we'll just hide
negatory.
behind it as we shove it forward slowly.
Like, unless you found a way to actually obscure the hallway in some fashion, you would not be able to.
Okay.
We do have quite a few grenades we could just chuck at the guards in each
More
hallway.
guards around. Problem is taking them out quickly so nobody hears. And basically moving on. So who else has the seat? Oh fuck, sorry. Mario Kart.
I have deceive.
You do?
You're also covered in blood.
I'm going to assume that in the amount of time it's taken to come up with this plan, and actually-
Clean.
yes,
and
you will be.
switched.
You will not look pristine, but you are not drenched in blood, even Callister.
Right. We
What?
got some baby wipes and just like, rolled in them.
But it's my whole thing. You're taking away my aesthetic.
Okay, so
I'm sorry.
I was you who also
Add
had the
space
seat.
aids, baby.
Oh, we're also carrying a heavy weapon.
Well, technically, Lucian is.
Lucian's
I'll go in
technically
front.
carrying a heavy weapon.
Shooting guns
Can
is for
stay
like
in the
last resort.
back.
What was it Jin who also had the sieve?
Yes.
Thinking is both of us start walking down the hall like just normal patrol, and then we have when
The
we're
two
halfway towards them,
guards.
have the other party members that are melee start walking around the corner, and then like hopefully as soon as they start like thinking and realizing, we can like just go in and like start shanking the fuck out of them.
I have
And,
deceived you.
What about the actual god?
They will probably be at the back because I don't know how stealthy they are.
Do they need a stealth?
No, like the seat, like how good
he's
they are.
visibly
pretending.
like shaken,
Ah, I
like
suppose,
Sean
yeah.
said.
Yeah,
he
sorry.
will be like anxious and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad.
So what I'm thinking is, front, go towards the guards, see how far we can get with the seat. Then somebody else that are melee, walk around the corner, and then as soon as they realize something is up, we all go for murder fest and hope we can take them out before things.
Right. Okay. Just so I'm clear, are you talking about going this way? Or
Two
this
guards.
way?
The one guards
This
to
way.
like see
Okay, right. Okay.
and see how badly it goes before we decide going for twice as many people.
Okay.
Like, any sort of like loudness will probably draw the other 4.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we don't want to do loudness. That's why I want to do melee and just beat the crap out of them until like they can't do stuff.
Alright, I'm going to stay here then, and I'm going to set
Yes.
myself up here.
Just around the corner, I recommend. So like in case things fuck up. Oh no, actually, I
Right
I
here.
can't see.
In Overwatch, up this way.
Oh, to where the other guards are. That is a great fucking idea. Just like, hey, somebody's over there comes running around the corner just to fuck
So-
away.
In the real world, my character would go prone with the heavy weapon in order to have a better control of firing the weapon.
Okay.
In this, that doesn't seem to really work very well.
That you don't, they have a harder time hitting you. with
It
range
would
weapons.
be better for you if you had a bipod, but if you went prone IRL with a weapon that doesn't have a bipod, it's not gonna be better for you, especially if it looks like a heavy. Because heavy stubbers look like big ass burning.
Yeah, I'd still be able to brace it better though, because I'd be able to use the ground to brace my elbow instead of having to hold it straight in the air.
You're right.
Could you aim it upwards at all?
No, it would. Unless he could like put something underneath it, it would probably be flat to the ground.
I've got a spare gun.
Have one of the NPCs just go down, like, on all fours and put the gun on top of them. Try it,
They're
found.
free.
Do it on
Sure.
their shoulder.
Go there.
I've got a spare gun. Could prop it on that,
I'll
lying
just
down.
stand and do it then. I'll overwatch that corner while they go do stealthy shit.
Okay.
Can Jin, like, drag me so we just walk shoulder to shoulder, since me moving about is a pain.
Do you want me to go? Do you want me to go with you? I have deceive. Or do you want less people to less chances of fuck
No,
up?
no. The plan is, like, if we can all just look like a patrol, just walking about.
Yeah.
And then when we get within range, we jump, like, the melee people walk around the corner, so when they're like, hey, wait a minute, we're close enough to where we can jump on them. And then melee
Got it,
people come
okay.
running down and
Yeah,
beat the shit out
That
of
makes sense. Let's go.
Okay.
But, like, entirely seeming, the plan is just to get used to the secret to get close enough to where, it's too late for them. The melee people are Callister. Is anybody else melee?
Jin.
No.
Okay. Well, Jin's got to be a front line because he has deceive. So
Yeah.
basically, the idea is we three come walking around like looking for trolls, and then when Callister rounds the corner, we charge them.
Okay.
Enough, try and stealth them. Like, depends
Okay.
on how far close we can get.
In that case, can all of you please give me a deceive test, just flat?
Just walking by, don't look at them. Just walk normally. Look
I thought-
visual, boys.
I thought you had deceive, Jin.
I do.
Let me have a look at your character sheet quickly.
His fellowship is 17.
My
He's just-
fellowship 17.
Oh,
How is your fellowship so low?
Well,
it's because of the origin world stuff,
Yeah.
and then,
Kalos,
just,
bro.
and then just where
Kalos-
they would have put their stats.
Look at me.
But
The more
we
charismatic
started
than
with
you.
a 25 and everything, correct?
It could also be because of divination.
Okay, good point. I didn't think about the divination.
Yes, 2 of us got it so far.
Right. Okay.
Slave?
I
Oh,
can
so-
stay back. You two go on patrol.
I think now that you rolled, it basically means
You've
you're
rolled
committed.
down, yeah.
Fuck me, Jesus
God
Christ.
damn it. Do you have any more?
Re-roll
paper?
it. Please re-roll that. Because we will have more successes than failures if you get just less than 2 failures.
One more fate point.
Yes.
Okay, so like four on 4 normal patrol walking down, like set out how a lava would look. Just 4 normal guards, nothing to worry about here.
I'll just stay in the back behind them.
Okay.
So I don't draw too many attention to myself.
Okay. Cool. So start walking around the corner, guys.
Fuck. Cal's will be on front because
Not
you
Cal.
are.
Was Callister supposed to be going? Oh right, yeah.
You would go with us.
Yeah.
All right, because he's actually rolled quite well on deceive. Cool.
Asked for him to do it, but since he rolled a thief, I assumed he committed anyways.
Yeah.
Okay.
So why don't two move up, and we are like normal patrol.
Okay, yeah. Do you want me
And
to
then
just do
just
you?
move us
I'll
forward.
just do you in bulk. It's fine.
Get
Well,
as close as we
Leif,
can
let's
until
go
they're
back.
like.
Okay, yeah. So, space like that. So you start to advance down the hallway, and the two guards at the door do like notice you, and they kind of look at you for a little bit because, well, for whatever reason, but they don't appear to be making any overtly hostile action.
Now, depending on how close we can get, I would like to try and stealth attack them, but that depends on like what's realistic here. Like, it's just a frontal
You
attack.
will not be able to stealth. You will get surprise if they don't do anything, but you can't get stealth. There's no way. They've seen you. There's no way you can get stealth now.
Oh, can I just hide behind Jin? Yeah, no. Yeah, and basically like, because I assume once we get that close, chances are things will be up, and the thing is about just getting them. Do we actually see what's down the hall before we start deciding? Like, go get them.
A door.
Oh, thank God. Imagine it was just like a hallway with like 30 more guards. Like, nope, could just keep
It's the
patrolling.
scene from A New Hope where Han Solo runs around the hallway into a room of like 50 stormtroopers. Like, oh no.
Yeah, just like keep patrolling. Nothing to see here.
Yeah. Okay, so you make it right next to them, and they still don't seem to realize what's going on.
We could walk an entire round, but I think taking these guards out would be very useful for
Yeah,
us.
no. As
So
soon as I get like within striking distance of this dude, I'm punching him in the throat.
bite off his arm. I mean, punch him in the throat.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. In that case, let's start with Callister.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is these guys are in like full fucking armor.
Yep.
Stun action? I'm going to attempt to do the stun action.
Okay. 1 sec.
They're wearing helmets, right?
They are.
Okay, so I'm probably gonna have to like beat an 8 on this shit to actually
Oh,
stun them.
don't make assumptions, Joe.
Okay. Go ahead. You have surprise, so it would have normally been a -20 weapon skill test. However, it becomes a +10.
Okay.
Right. Okay. If the attack succeeds, roll 1d10 and add the character's strength bonus.
Come on. Yes! Yes!
Christ.
Roll to confirm.
That's
Well, it doesn't really matter.
yeah. It's a stun. It's not damage. It's a stun thing. I can't Righteous Fury that.
Righteous Fury stun.
Well,
Son of
I
a
mean, technically you're rolling damage.
It's not-
It's, yeah, you're right. It's not really. Okay. So you rolled a total of 14. So he is stunned for 7 rounds.
gun. Jesus Christ. He's no fucking getting back up
So
again.
like I walk past them and like as I'm walking past them, I hold out a hand and I say, "Would you like to?" And
Would you like a what?
Would you like to
what?
dance?
Oh my god.
And I'm guessing like he raises an eyebrow or some shit, and I just fucking punch him in the nose.
Okay. The helmets are full faced.
That's fine.
Okay, so you still punch him in. Okay, cool. You punch him in the head essentially, and like his head slams back and actually like smashes into the back of the wall behind him. You actually hear the sound of the helmet cracking, and from where you've punched it, you can see the visor is split in kind of like a Y shape. And if you were able to see the back, you would see that it's kind of cracked and split where his head impacted on the wall.
And Callister just sort of like shakes his hand. He's like, "Fuck that."
Okay, Jin, you are the next closest.
Okay.
Shall I assume you're just gonna smash this guy with your power mace?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so +30 for surprise, you can't aim.
So standard, I would assume.
You can do a swift attack if you want.
Okay. Yep, I hit.
He is surprised, so you score 3 hits. He can't react, so roll damage. Okay, yeah, he's dead. You don't even have to roll the other 2. Explain to me how you devastate this person.
You tell that his shoes don't match. He's devastated.
Oh. Kyle, have a temporary fate point.
I'll need them.
Evan?
What do you do?
Tell him to look over at his friend as his head gets smashed in, and then I take my mace and replace his head with my mace.
I like it. Okay, so he's definitely dead. Okay, Lave, I suppose you're closest to the other remaining guy.
I'll hop over there, hippity hoppity. Give him a little shiv.
Okay. With what?
I have a combat knife.
Alright, cool. 30 for surprise, 20 for stun, so you have a plus 50.
Jesus Christ.
Oh wait, no, 10 for ganging up, plus 60.
Jesus Christ.
Do you have swift attack?
No.
That's a shame.
I know. Would you say 50?
60.
Jesus Christ. Even I can't miss this.
You could roll 100.
Don't do that.
Okay. You hit, so roll damage.
Woof! Max damage, let's go.
Roll to confirm, so just roll D100. And don't get 100.
Why did you have to tell me that?
Okay, roll D10. Okay, so yeah, basically what happens is the 4 of you walk down this hallway, and these guys kind of like look at you. They notice, you're in the full get up of the Kaivan Guard. They don't notice the fact that you're covered in burn marks and bullet wounds, or like bullet holes in your armor. So they just kind of like turn back to staring at the section of wall they've been examining for the past 2 hours on this shift. As you kind of come up, Callister, you say, "Do you want to dance to this guy?" And you slam his head into the corner of this wall. Jin, you say, "Oh my god, look at that!" And as the guard turns and like reaches to grab his rifle, you bring up your mace and you slam it, and his head just vaporizes under the impact. And the mace actually embeds itself into the wall about half an inch, where the power field just disintegrates the stone. Lave, you kind of just pirouette around Callister, grab your knife and just pull it out and just insert it into the base of this guy's jaw. And you can just feel it crack and pierce through his skull and through the bottom of his like
Cranial
brain.
cavity.
This cranial cavity, and you just feel it just crack, blech. And as you pull it out, there is a steady, sort of thick, viscous stream of blood as you've clearly slashed open his carotid artery on his throat. And you see also this kind of brackish fluid getting mixed in as whatever is inside the fluid inside his skull and part of his brain just kind of slowly pools out. And the 2 of them almost simultaneously just crumple onto the floor, blood pooling around you.
That, Sebastian, is how you deal with people stealth.
And
In
that's
this game.
my surprise actually going to be spent on putting my hands on my hips and saying, "Well done," and nodding.
Also, can I just appreciate, wow, 2 Righteous Furies in the same round. That's
I
nice.
know.
That helped.
Not to mention the fucking 7-turn stuff.
The 7-turn stun was also really good, Ronan. Very, very clever. Well done. Okay.
So,
what's phase 2?
That is a good question.
we
Did
never
we-
expected to get this
Should
far. We never
Open the
expected to get
door.
this far.
What were you
If we
saying,
can
Sebastian?
open the door and look in.
Oh, okay.
So
If
it
it's
tends to
like
still be
6
got. No, no.
people with guns in that room. We balls it up a bit because there's 2 dead people here.
Remember the last time I opened the door and like
No,
there
I will
was a guy
stop
with a
Callus.
gun? No, remember
The
the
last
last
time I
time?
opened the door.
Yeah, and someone was behind it with a
Let's move
gun.
the corpses first.
They missed.
So what are you doing?
Oh, I remember.
Corpses are the way, so when we
And
open
stop
it-
Callus stop him opening a door and screaming, "Oh yeah," for like the 4th time. Breaking like
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah!
stop
Okay.
Callus from breaking the cover for the 4th time this like day.
Okay, so
Callister, stay with your buddies.
Callister, give me a plus 30 awareness test, please.
Oh no.
Camera on the door. Oh, no.
Okay.
Sean needs to be plus 50. We've talked about this.
But why are you on trade in awareness?
Oh yeah, why are you untrained in awareness? Even I have that.
Yeah, why do you have awareness but not
guys,
charm?
guys,
And it's
this
gone.
is a very interesting conversation to have later, but Callister, are you opening the door?
Sure.
Fuck.
No, please don't. No, you stay with the dead bodies. Have fun with those.
Do I get
Callister,
stopped?
Callister, are you opening the door?
The question is, do I get stopped? Because if I don't, then I'm opening it.
I'm stopping him.
Is he
The-
stopping me?
Like for us to stop Callister before he opens the door.
Okay,
Yes.
that's fine. That's fine. I just
Alright.
wanted to be
And
sure.
yeah. And then I'd like to box up to, our comrades at the lift to, slowly make their way down. And when they're ready, then we open the door.
Okay.
Also,
guys
is this
don't
door
like having
locked
fun.
in any way?
Ooh,
Yes, if you guys want to...
we could put the gun here.
No, it appears just to be open.
Okay, then still wait on, our comrades to, move back down so we are ready.
Okay, yeah,
I get...
people head down.
Jin, do you want to stealth ahead and scout around the, third corner so we know what's on the, flat side?
Sure.
I was about to ask, can I aid him in stealth, but I don't think that's how it works.
You can't aid in stealth.
I walk behind him going...
Jin, make a stealth roll for me.
Nope.
Nast makes you a bush costume. I'm afraid that one time we'll open one of these doors and it'll be a birthday party for a guard, and they're all sit there with cake and streamers, and we just
Kill them.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. Do you go around the corner, Jin? Or do you look around the corner?
I just peek.
Okay. There's nothing there.
Thank fuck.
So far.
Do you
So-
watch this back?
What's next, guys?
Wait for Jin to come back and then
And then we'll go in here.
rinse, repeat, pretend to be
Okay.
normal guards, just walking in.
Okay.
Should we stash the bodies to the left and right of the door?
Can everybody except Callister give me a plus 30 awareness test, please?
Jesus Christ.
I'm guessing there's a...
A bomb under the bus.
No. There's a...
Jesus Christ!
Oh my god, guys! Oh, of course Jin was gonna pass.
God, look at my roll.
Hey, actually,
I like-
passed.
99?
I rerolled with -10.
Oh yeah, hold
How
on.
the fuck do we keep failing in awareness so badly?
Okay, so Rallus, Jin, and Lucian. There is no camera on the door. However, on the wall to the right side of it, there is a sign that says Biological Repurposement Unit.
Sold.
Rallis, you know what you must do.
No, I'm not down there. You just said everyone, so. But no, I'm still up on my little overwatching thing.
The plan was
Oh,
for
you
to
not?
come-
Are you staying there?
I am going
For
to.
now, yeah.
Alright, okay.
Rallis will relay the exact sign wording to Lucian.
Food?
And be like,
servitors, or it's more
this could be interesting or could be bad.
I think it's
Oh,
probably
really
both.
bad.
Let's go.
Is there any. Can I crack the door open slightly and take a peek in with me
Mechadendrite.
Mechadendrite?
You have to access the controls for the door.
I can do that, that's fine.
Okay, give me a -10 tech use test.
I swear these doors used to be easier to open.
Different spire.
yeah, we are not in the shit spire anymore. We're in the good spire.
There you go.
Color of door.
Okay, yep. You can sort of inch the doors open if you so wish.
And then take a nab inside using Mechadendrite.
One sec. Okay, yeah. You let me just move you up to the door. So you take a peek inside, and you get a slither of what you can see. I'll just kind of show there.
Well, it's wiggly, so I can flex it side to
Oh,
side.
actually, yeah, that's a good point. So you would see there is a figure, fairly lithe, fairly long limbs. It looks like they have some augmentation kind of on their back, and you can see they're working in front of a terminal, and there appears to be a kind of an apparatus set up behind it.
I let everyone know, and
We gotta poke our heads into this shit. This looks like some badass fucking remodeling.
That sounds like
cyborg.
a Magos biologist or something. Or something even creepier.
Oh no, this is definitely gonna be like a mutant or whatever the fuck. Like a horrible super soldier program where they like
What?
grind people into paste and then like make people out of them. I don't know.
I'll let
That's
the
a
point.
much better
Frankenstein
idea
is
than
right.
what I did. So what do you do?
I'm letting them know, and then taking a step back from the door, and letting
It inches shut once you sort of deconnect.
I'm letting
How
those who
buff
can
was the person at the
punch
terminal?
or talk go first.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do this shit. Let's
How-
go.
How
Okay, so
uh,
do you open the door?
I'm gonna.
how,
I'm gonna.
how big? Sorry, how buff was the person at the terminal?
I described them as lithe.
As I'm walking away, I'll just say to Lave after you.
Yeah, I'm gonna signal for someone else to stack up on the other side of the door with me.
That should probably be Callister, since you're the face and he's the. You're the face without charm, but you're still the face. And
You're the face, and Callister's the boot.
The ugly face.
Or
Okay.
Jin. Jin works too.
I give a 3, 2, 1, kick the door.
You
Bam,
kick the door.
let's go.
It doesn't open. There's a button.
Oh, I
You
pressed
hear
the
like
button.
clang.
Okay.
You hear like, come in.
So
I kicked the button.
you press the button, and the door slowly slides open. And the smell that kind of wafts out is horrible. It's a strange sort of amalgamation of anesthetic and blood, and there's a stink of decay. The air is actually also cold. Like you can feel a noticeable shift as soon as you open the door. The cold kind of seeps out, almost as if you were stepping into a freezer. The figure stood in front of the terminal is easily 7 feet tall. The limbs protruding from its back are long and segmented and mechanical, chrome but kind of muted. So I suppose probably not chrome. At the end of its long, mechanical, but also kind of mechanical and biological arms are long digits that come to a very sharp-looking point, with also seem to have kind of injectors and stuff connected to them. A much sort of bulkier, it's a servo arm essentially, hangs over its left shoulder, and these long lithe sort of tentacle appendages kind of reach over its shoulder and are working on something on the other side of the terminal. You get a bit of a glance, and you see the mutilated, bloodied corpse of a man on a table as saws and bones and injectors and cybernetic circuitry are implanted and attached to it. This figure, hearing the door open, turns to you and says, "I instructed you not to disturb me." And you can see almost mummified flesh, ribs sticking through, but sort of ceramic plating covering its form. Sort of breathing apparatus and fluids kind of injected in and out of the throat and up to the face, where the eyes have been replaced with these almost insect-like augmentations. A sort of a brackish grey cloak barely covering its sort of mutilated form, splattered with blood and other viscera. And that's where we're going to end this week.
Nice. What the
Nope.
fuck?
Found the boss room.
Nope.
Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to the surgeon.
I have a question. Is this
Yeah.
like a normal technocrat-like behavior of like basically augmenting yourself to like this level? Or like a lot?
Anybody who
Like, could we
has
assume
anybody who has a relevant law for the Tech Guild or Kaivar in general can make that roll now.
I have underworlds?
Quickly.
I know nothing about my own world.
Give me a -10 intelligence check.
That's not good.
You don't know. Oh, Rallis.
That was my last reroll.
Yes, Rallis, you are aware that this is not standard. It's not illegal, but it's very kind of excessive.
And that is
And you expect they're probably on the moon for this probable reason.
And that is exactly why I walked away from the door.
Okay, exactly.
There's
But
only-
we are going to call this session here. Thank you again for watching. We should hopefully have the next episode up next week. Now that we're doing this one every week pattern. If you liked what you saw, please leave a comment. Subscribe, like, share, tell your friends, tell your nan. I don't know, anyone. Thank you for watching, and we'll be back next week.
Bye.
Well,